Hello, welcome to the newspaper review here on Top TV. Yes, it's a very beautiful Monday here in the city of Port Harcourt. Well, it's not raining today, so I can really describe today as beautiful. It rains a lot here in the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria, and today it's sunny and beautiful out here. Welcome. This is where we'll be bringing you the headlines across newspapers around Nigeria, and we get to talk about these headlines here on the program. To do those discussions with me is Mr. Victor Sioku. You are
Thank you, sir.
welcome. Yes,
Thank you,
yes,
sir.
we can
Thank you,
shake
sir.
hands
Thank you,
now.
sir.
You know, the issue of the COVID-19 has gradually died off. And kudos to the whole world for dealing with that situation so well and courageously. So I'll ask you, how was your weekend, though?
Woof. Okay, I told you I was going to watch football.
Okay, did you finally get the rest? Yeah.
Well, I tried my best, but it was not enough. It was not enough.
I
A
know,
whole lot
I
of things to
told
do,
you that
man.
the life of a man that it's not always easy to just go and take off and rest. Except your phones are not with you. You just go to one unknown location and chill. Nobody can reach you. Then of course you can get adequate rest.
Yeah.
There.
So how about you?
Well, I think mine was a bit busy, not too much. I found that I spent a lot of time in church, around church, and it was worth all of it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes. So today, being the 10th of October, 2022, it's World Mental Health Day. Yes, if you're not aware of that, the world takes out today, the 10th of October, to celebrate World Mental Health Day. It's an international day for global mental health education, awareness, and advocacy against social stigma. It was first celebrated in 1992 at the initiative of the World Federation for Mental Health, a global mental health organization with members and contacts in more than 150 countries. All right, so it's one of those days that you need to sit back and, of course, try to observe, how well your mental health is going, and of course, people around you too. You need to look at them closely and try to see if they need help. And of course, it will really go a long way in saving lives. People underestimate, what the well-being of our mental health. People underestimate it. They try to make it look like it doesn't matter. But it has led a lot of people to death.
Yes.
What do you agree to that?
Okay, but you know that we are using Nigeria, I guess, as a case study. But you know that religion also plays a big factor there. Because when you tell your friend or your pastor or somebody that you want to go and check yourself, mentally be like, man, are you mad? Are you getting? You are not mad in Jesus' name, okay? So, but in the country, we do not also have those professionals, and the little ones we have, they are just so expensive, and we do not have the insurance care that can take care of all that. The insurance scheme that can take care of all that. Basic insurance scheme here. The one of about, let me not call any company, the one of about 70 to 80,000 naira. You cannot get such package. Even down to the premium, you might not even get that package because in Nigeria, we just have only 300 psychiatrists, as in professional psychiatrists. I'm not even talking about psychologists or clinical psychologists. No, I mean proper psychiatrists. They're just only 300 for a country of how many? 200 million persons. And in Nigeria, we have, for every 4 persons you see on the street, 1 person has a mental issue. For every 4 persons. My brother,
I see that.
I might be among the one. I don't know, or you.
No, I don't want to think so, but then...
Now we are going spiritual. Yes. We are going spiritual. Our faith and our hope is telling us that, no I am fine. But my brother, yes, they have major and minor. Man, I don't know where to start from this.
All right.
But let's just be kicking. Are we coming back to this?
We're going to come back to this, but let's take the headlines first, and we'll begin with the Guardian newspaper. And on the Guardian newspaper here, as the headlines, we see subscribers kick as telecoms operators slam tariff hike on data services. That story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Also, we see here CBN's lending commercial banks declines by 350 billion naira. That story is on page 21 of the Guardian newspaper. Also here, as the major headline on the Guardian newspaper here, you see World Mental Health Day, why over 15 million Nigerians are mentally ill by psychiatrists. About 75% of those who need mental health care lack access. Nigeria has only 300 psychiatrists to treat over 200 million people. Africa has one psychiatrist for every 500,000 inhabitants, 100 times less than WHO recommendation. Stigmatization, major challenge to accessing healthcare, says Adeshokun. Jehovah Witnesses marks Global Mental Health Day. WHO rolls out measures to reverse suicide, mental health crisis in Africa. Also, here on The Guardian, we see here Dogara Lawal in talks with Muslim political leaders to stop APC single faith tickets. All right, that's an interesting one, but let's continue with our discussions about mental health, since today is, World Health Mental Day. And Guardian also has that story here where it states that we only have 300 recognized psychiatrists that is responsible for over 200 million Nigerians. That's a very small number compared to what we experience every day. Like you rightly said, or like the figures or the statistics says that in every 4 persons, there's 1 person that is likely to be mentally unstable, which we see every day. Nigerians go through a lot of pressure economically and insecurity. There's a lot going on around here to actually think that yes, truly, 1 person out of 4 persons could be mentally unstable. And I mean, if you see the reactions you get on the road driving around, and then the reactions I get sometimes makes me wonder what's going on. And then you're driving and just one small altercations on the road, and people are coming out, flaring up, acting like they knew you before that day and they could kill you for being the demon in their life for all their adult years. And you're wondering, what have I done? What's going on? Is it because of just that thing? So you see that it's not only the people that tear their clothes up and live on the streets that are mentally unstable. There are people that are well-dressed, managers in offices, security agents, people in security agencies. I mean, that one is one thing they need to take a
What about
second look at.
PTSD?
Yes. These people are, I've always said it that people go and serve in, the war-torn area of Nigeria. That is the Borno and the western area of Nigeria, where we have terrorists taking over and all of that. They go and serve in this area and see all manner of things. And then after 3 years, they are reposted back into different parts, more peaceful areas of the country, like here in the south or southeast or in the west. And these policemen and uniformed men are just integrated back into the society just like that. These guys that have seen the worst, that have seen so much dead people, or have been involved in, killing in the war front as to, try to protect themselves and all of that, they have integrated back into the force like nothing happened. Is these people not supposed to go through some kind of psychological evaluation, maybe some mental health and some mental evaluation for a period of 3 to 4 months, where they can let them know that, oh man, this is what has changed, or this is that, and they know how to do these things. But I don't think all of those things apply to a lot of us here. Would like to get more of your take on the story.
Okay, so they say that suicide is for the whites. A black man, if you tell a black man, this person died of... So why? Why would a black man die? Why would a Nigerian die? Because of suicide?
Yeah.
But guy, the average in the world is 9 out of 100,000.
Wow.
But the black man is doing 11 out of 100,000. So we are surpassing what the whites are doing. So Nigerians, Africans are dying on a daily because of mental issues. Now you stated, for our viewers to also know that it's not just about suicide, okay? Having suicidal thoughts does not take you like the very, very mad person. There are issues, okay? There are disorders, mental disorders, maybe through even an argument, even indoctrination. You can be indoctrinated into something that will be causing you anxiety. What about phobia? These are aspects of or kinds of mental illnesses. Okay, bringing it down home, we do not have enough clinics. Yeah. We don't have enough hands. We don't have enough clinics. Look at, can you think about this South? The South, the only way you start thinking about in terms of psychiatry is having a psychiatric or a psychiatric hospital is the one we have by Rumibo here.
Yeah.
I cannot think of anyone, even in Aba, even in Abia State, in Imo State. I cannot even think. What you see are prayer houses.
Yeah, very interesting how we tie this thing to religion.
Yes. What you see are prayer houses doing clinical work. So how can they cure these illnesses? Like we earlier said, we see it from the religious part. Okay. But in many cases, this is not about religion.
It's not.
It is about your health.
Just imagine a young man that it's addicted to hard drugs, maybe Indian hemp or something, and
the person go and pray.
And the person goes mental or is no longer very stable up there, and then you take the person to a church. How would that go? How is that going to help the young man? Because I don't know how prayers will help to deal with an habitual kind of ailment. The guy is struggling with drug addiction. You take him to church, and then probably the prayers is going to really. We're not underestimating the power of God in dealing with this kind of situations, but I can tell you that many times, the person just needs to be taken to a mental home where he can be spoken to, where he can get proper treatment to flush his system, and he'll be back to normal. The pressure they put on the pastors, I think it's getting too much. I'm telling you.
Exactly. So going forward, I want to use this opportunity to thank JW.
Yeah,
Jehovah's Witness. Growing up with the way where I lived, indoctrination is another issue. Seeing JW persons, you see that sometimes people see them as enemies. Okay? Yeah. Maybe they don't like their style of religion. Maybe they don't like their style of administering the gospel. Okay? But bro, JW, they are doing a lot with respect to mental health. Not just only mental health. If you go to their website, my brother, you see resources that will help your life. Yeah. In all manners of life, in all aspects. Okay, so I give it up to them. And mind you, in this course of eradicating, well, you can't eradicate it 100%, reducing mental issues, you find out that you need to bring along education and awareness. Yeah, if you don't educate people that hard drugs will kill you, if you don't educate people that, see, in your time of stress, you need to distress. You need to take life easy. Yeah. You need to, come to think of it. There are a whole lot of issues happening in the world right now. Yeah. What about in terms of people switching from heterosexuality to homosexuality? So there is a whole lot of issues happening. Yeah. A whole lot of and indoctrination. People are getting indoctrinated into things that will just kill them. So true. So we need a whole lot of persons to come out there and educate, especially the young ones. Yeah. And yes, we should not also leave the old ones, because old ones, retirement can also cause you mental issues in this country. Very true. Very true. So there's a whole lot of education needed. NGOs needs to be funded. The cool ones needs to be funded so that they go out there and educate people. Message, yeah. I think education will go clinical before it gets to the clinical stage. People many persons out there just want to be aware. So big ups to JW, and I pray that they have the more strength and more resources to carry to carry through this cross. Yeah, and to our viewers, please take care of your mental health. It's very important. It's one thing to be alive, and it's another thing to be alive and be very mentally stable to handle life as it throws different kinds of challenges your way. Because whether you like it or not, being alive makes you, or those challenges makes or reminds you that you are alive. Yes. So, but then by the time it begins to derail you, then you need to get help. So if you have people around you that needs that kind of help, please feel free to always refer them to people that can help them, or family circles that can help them come out of it. Because some of the people that take their lives, they will be alive today if only they were aware that they can get help. Some of them, they just feel that nobody cares. I'm done here. Yeah. Let me just take my life, and then they die. I heard someone say to me yesterday that sometimes you hear big executives in big companies, people that you think have all the whole money in the world, kill themselves. It's not because they didn't have enough resources
to take care of themselves or whatever, but they didn't get to talk to people. Or the situation that hit them is not money related. It is more mental, and then those things kill people. So please take care of your mental health and stay alive. All right, we're going to move on to our next papers for today, and that would be Nigerian News Direct. Excuse me. And on Nigerian News Direct here, we see show evidence of payment for Obajana. Narcos tells Dangote Group accuses Manufacturers Association of Nigeria over buyers' statements. All right, we also see there NDLEA intercepts over 2.4 million naira tramadol pills from Pakistan at Lagos Airport. Okay, I'll take that again. It says NDLEA intercepts over 2.4 million tramadol pills, not naira. It's 2.4 million tramadol pills from Pakistan at Lagos Airport. All right, as the major headline on the Nigerian News Direct, we see here $1.9 billion oil theft. Discoveries of illegal tapping points on crude oil pipelines hits 58 in 2 states. Illegal bunkering will soon become a thing of the past. Tompulu. And that story is on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct. Other headlines here on the paper says NAFDAC alerts Nigerians on some substandard pediatric cough syrup. I'll take that again. It said NAFDAC alerts Nigerians on some substandard pediatric cough syrup. NCDMB links effective customer service to success of Nigerian 10-year local content roadmap. And then, of course, I'll take this one, still on Nigerian News Direct. It says, no political undertone to someone lose workers' salary increment move. Or Motor Shaw speaking there. Well, that's all the headline we'll be taking on Nigerian News Direct. Mr. Victor, I'm going to leave this paper open to you to react to any of the story of interest.
Okay, let me just speak a bit of the tramadol that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Just like we are talking about health, today is a mental health
yeah, so true.
day.
This is related to
So
that,
this is related. It now also comes down to, you find out that Nigeria is now, I will not call it a dumping ground for drugs, but you find out that people are now patronizing drugs.
Yeah.
So it now also goes down to the awareness aspect. There's no week on our papers you not hear about tramadol or cocaine. Okay? So Nigerians need to be aware that, see, especially our youths, and come to think of it, now that many of them are not even productive. So they tend to find way to use this to calm their nerves down. What about people on the streets that they walk? Because these are more like enhancers for some persons, especially tramadol. They're more like enhancers for some persons out there. People that they toy from morning till night, and they need to go back again the following day. So they take all this to also, I'm not trying to justify them, but the society also does not help matters. The Nigeria problem does not also help matters. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but we need persons out there. We need psychologists. We need psychiatrists to also come to these people's aid.
Yeah.
We need our churches. Now, we need our churches to educate people.
Yeah.
This is not just about prayer and prayer.
Yeah.
People need to be educated so that they will know the bad parts of these drugs, of taking these drugs. Yeah. Okay, that aside, I also want us to talk about the oil theft issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that Tompolo is on the wheel of guiding the pipelines, major chunk of the pipeline in the country. So there was a report that a 4-kilometer pipeline was discovered in Delta State, and it's been running for more than 9 years.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So you mean a private person or private company came, busted through a pipeline, because you need to bust through, then created your channel. So for 9 years, that pipeline has been there. Not up till now that. So it is quite technical, if you ask me. So you ask, what have they been doing beforehand? Yes, Tompolo has been there, but I don't know what happened this time around that. Because he's been discovering, apart from this one, he has also been discovering, just 2 days ago, another one was discovered. Okay, and you know this. We cannot quantum the fact that Nigeria is losing a whole lot of money out of this.
So much.
But the question out there, people are now are now saying that, see, why is it now that everybody is against Tompolo that he's now working? Okay, well, it is up there for people to talk about. I do not have a previous information to say, okay, that this is what has transpired this.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a question to ask. It's out there for the public to respond to, that why is it that we've been silent about this, but just within the past 2 weeks, that there have been so much action. Okay, down to the government part. Well, do I call them the government? The MD of NNPC, Kyari, he came out to say, see, that they go down to the root of this matter. That is their way. That is what they will usually usually tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, but I pray they should please. Enough is enough. Look at, we've been talking about all this. What about what happened? The 300 million worth of crude. That's the 3 million barrel crude that left the shores of this country and was caught at Equatorial Guinea. What has happened since then? This is about 2 months.
No names.
We've not heard anything.
Yeah. No names attached to that.
Yeah, so what are you going to tell us right now that will be different from the other? Okay? And we also talked about the customs. A whole lot of issues happening in our wars.
Yeah.
People have abandoned. They say 7,000 containers have been abandoned by their owners. They don't want again because of what? Demurrage. What is even considered demurrage? They don't have scanners. So what they do, they come open a container, look. When the officer is tired, say, I'm tired today, I'm tired. Come back the following day. That's how people keep incurring charges upon charges. What about double taxation? No, double, triple taxation. You can just you are paying for a particular duty, but you now pay it to 3 different offices. So people are going through a lot. Goods are perishing. Goods are expiring.
Yeah. In the hands of custom.
In the hands of custom. And mind you, these goods were bought with hard currency.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we are crying mother that, see, the naira is depreciating, is losing value. Businesses are suffering in this country. And if you go down to the wharf, you hear what people are saying. People are not, if I use the word happy, people are deeply sad with what is happening out there. I have a friend that is going through this lot too. Do more rage. You bring in goods. You went to the bank to get loans to buy these goods. Coming down to the wharf, it will not take you ages to clear your goods because of what? Over-taxation and delaying in clearing goods because they say that, okay, you don't have scanners, just like I mentioned. So a whole lot of evil is happening out there.
Irregularities. As for the case of Tompolo and the job he has been doing now, well, very quite commendable. But like you rightly said, he has been there for a very long time. And he has also at some point been accused of stealing, proceeds from oil and all of those things. So a lot of questions have been raised about this time, saying that what has informed the new action, the renewed action. He has been, discovering a lot of oil wells, and this time around, he's been working directly with the chief of army staff and the NNPC members. And so far, so good. I commend him. I pray that this is genuine and they keep up the good work. And the federal government will also indict people. We want to see people get indicted. We want to see people get arrested and go to jail for these crimes. Okay, we're saying that, the oil reserves is depleting, and all of those. This is why it is happening. So the federal government is even crying out to say, okay, at some point, they import this, that. We have enough to sustain us here. Why are they allowing people to siphon these things and make it their personal thing when it is meant for everybody? So these are some of the things that they need to really deal with, and on time too. Well, we're going to continue with the headlines, but that will be after a short break. When we come back, we'll go into the leadership newspaper for today, the 10th of October 2022. So you stay tuned and join us right after this break.
Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, This is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, you're welcome back from that break. We'll continue with our newspaper headlines, and this time we're going to the Leadership newspaper. And on the Leadership here, from the top part, it says transporters hike fares as fuel scarcity lingers. That story is on page 26 of the Leadership newspaper. Also, we see there mass desertion, retirement loom as military proposes new service scheme. Right, story is on page 7 of the Leadership. And as a major headline here on the Leadership, it says, after hell, it's Lokoja. Leadership deploys drone in telling the story of the mystery of many dead, displaced, and businesses ruined by floods in Nigeria's north central region. And that story is on page 4 of the Leadership paper. And we also have this very disturbing pictures or photos from Lokoja, where you see a lot of houses submerged in water, with mothers holding their children, a lot of people displaced. It's a very disturbing one coming in, disturbing report coming in from Lokoja. And this is not just happening in Lokoja alone. It's happening in most parts of the country at the moment. I also have seen pictures from Bayelsa. I've also seen pictures from River State, where people in Ahoda West area of the state are already crying. Yeah. The Orashi River is overflowing at the moment. A lot of communities are already displaced and already calling for help. And to see what's happening in Lokoja, and this is just one part of, Lokoja. There are other parts of the country, not just Lokoja, other states that are also going through this, aside River State and Bayelsa State that we're very close to here. So why do you think the federal government has not been proactive over the years? Because this is not the first year that we're having this kind of flooding challenge. This has always been there. Why do you think the federal government has been so slow in reacting to this kind of situation?
It's the usual thing for this government, unfortunately, because we are talking about oil or the oil theft.
Yeah. Same
issue, not putting systems in place. Look at the education part, not putting systems in place. Security, not putting systems in place. So to me, is their thing. Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate this is happening. And yeah, it's reported that this is the highest in 10 years. 300 persons have died. Mind you, this started from June. Flooding has been there. September, it was heavy.
And before
September.
June, there was warning from NEMA about this happening.
Yes.
And so the federal government did not heed to the warning to actually evacuate people from these areas once it started and begin to make makeshift centers for them to relocate to just to save lives. And now they have left them to remain in these areas until these floodings have started and it has beginning to take lives.
So, like you're saying, we have a government that they know beforehand. They've been told beforehand. Okay, just like what's happening now, we have about 27 states out of the 36 states, including Abuja, have been flooded. Okay, and there are strong reports that it will hit 32. A total of 32 out of 36, including Abuja, the FCT. The FCT already, some parts are flooded. Anambra, like you mentioned, issues. So, you now ask, what are they supposed to have done? IDPs. It will happen. There are no two ways about that, because even Cameroon, where we have the dam that is causing the issue, they've been singing aloud that CEO will release this dam, because the dam, they're having plenty of rainfall out there, and they need to also release the dam, because if they leave it that way, that one might be just so break and cause
more.
Oh my
worse,
God!
That like the situation will be worse than what we're experiencing if it breaks.
Yes.
So yes, this is also part of the measures to avoid that kind of emergency. So yeah, they've been shouting about it, telling people, and then warning them beforehand that at so time of the year we're going to do this. But how proactive has this government been in trying to ensure that this doesn't cause the havoc that it is causing now? You see that it is now that some of the state governments are beginning to say, okay, so area is getting flooded, let's go and help them. You had months and months before now to do something about it.
Now let's bring it down to Kogi State. You know, I usually will I say equal him with the Abia State governor.
Yeah.
I mean, governor of Kogi and the governor of Abia State.
Yeah.
They're on the same on the same line for me. So Kogi is very rich. I keep saying that. Yes, they're having issues with Dangote and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. In Lokoja, we already know that Lokoja is the confluence town where you have the River Niger and the River Benue coming to meet. So anytime they blow whistle for flooding, the first place it will hit is Lokoja. That is why you are seeing on paper Lokoja is now hell. After hell, is Lokoja. 200,000 persons they found their way out of that place. Some are living inside that water, inside septic tanks. Some people are living there. So, what are they supposed to have done? Even if it means you say, okay, every year, these are the number of trees we should be planting. Because with trees, in fact, I do not have to, well, just for people to know. With trees, you reduce the effect of global warming or the climate change that is hampering all these things. 10 years before now, if you can remember, Ahoda was Bayelsa.
Totally submerged in water.
But some states have taken into cognizance that, see, we need to find a way, create channels. If plan all these things about Kogi, will just be looking at it. If they come, boom, he's there. So it's really, really unfortunate. Going forward, I need to tell persons out there, yes, our communities are on red alert right now, but we should make sure that, see, in terms of care, every local government is supposed to have right now, anywhere they should map out their local government, find out where they have a high levels, more like not undulated areas, places where people can go and take refuge. So what do you need to do right now? Plan to build IDPs, temporary ones. Go there and build them. This is October. I'm sure that this might last till November. Okay, so please.
And the water will begin to rescend maybe sometime in January or so. And so by that time, you know, if these IDP camps are already prepared for people to relocate to, they would have done proper relocation for these people. They would have done, you know, proper numbering of, have good numbers of the people that are relocating from communities and relocate them there. And then later reintegrate them back into their communities. But, I mean, look at how it is now.
And this will cause more issues because right now we're talking about food inflation. We are on 22 points on food inflation. And right now we have farmlands covered, crops covered.
I saw in one of the reports where a company was declaring a loss of over $15 million. That's a lot of money over their rice farm that has been destroyed by water. That is something to worry about.
Yes.
I mean, it's something to worry about. And I don't know, it's sad.
And you go back, we know we're suffering from deep poverty in this country, so insurance is not doing well. In Sena climb, just like what happened in Florida, insurance will come in most cases because the system is suitable. The system have made it so clear that, see, insurance is a part of your life. Okay, so when things like this happen, you have a pillow to rest your head on. But in our country, when it happens, my brother, it is you and yourself.
Well,
so sad.
That's all we'll take today. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Victor. And to our viewers, thank you so much for staying with us up to this time on the Newspaper Review. Don't forget that you can also drop your comments and your reactions on the comment section. Let's hear what you think about the papers and the headlines we've read out to you today, being the 10th of October 2022. And till next time I come your way again, don't forget to always take care of your mental health as we celebrate World Mental Health Day. Please do well to take care of your mental health, all right? And stay away from trouble. See you next time. My name is William Sabule, and this has been the Newspaper Review.